Let me throw this one at you then, Des. Norman Graham has written in saying, I'm a Rangers fan, all I can say is we got lucky. What was a goal? Butland punched it into his own net. Embarrassing stuff. How did you see that one?
I thought it was very, very soft. Butland actually makes contact with Watt in the first instance. So Tony Watt's almost the one that's getting made off balance. And then he doesn't make Butland punch the ball into his own net. So I think Rangers get away with one there. And I think Philippe Clement was probably the luckiest man breathing at that moment in time.
Yeah, the suggestion seemed to be that Tony Watt's, I think his left arm came across Butland, but from the various angles that we saw, it didn't look to me as if there was even contact.
Yeah.
If anything, the contact was made, as you said there, with Butland stepping towards Watt rather than the other way around. I'm astonished by that decision.
Yeah, Butland instigated it. I have seen pictures where Tony Watt's arm is in contact with him, but that's for balance, and it's purely because he's been put off balance. So no, Butland instigated it, and there was certainly no reason for him then to punch the ball into his own net. So I think Motherwell can consider themselves very unfortunate.
Right, but in that instance then, say you were in VAR, what's the protocol? What should have happened?
Again, we use the words clear and obvious error. Is it a clear and obvious error? In my opinion, it is. And I would be getting in touch with the referee to say, I think you need to go and have a look at it. Because it does have a material impact on the game.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. The other one that's definitely been talked about a lot was
Tony Watt then gets the ball in the back of the net about 5 minutes later.
Of course.
That one was more black and white, isn't it? That was just an offside on Dan Casey. Correct call?
Yeah.
Correct call, yeah.
The other one I was going to mention there was obviously Lenny Miller, who really bad tackle. I think was it Oscar Cortez?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you see that, Des? Did you think that was potentially a red card?
I think that out of all the decisions that were contentious in the game, I think that's the one that's most contentious. He's over the ball. People will say he's won the ball. It doesn't matter about winning the ball. It's how you win the ball. And for me, it's serious foul play. Cortez is very, very lucky that he's come away unscathed from that. But Lenny Miller, he's going at speed. He's going at intensity, endangering the safety of an opponent. Those are the things that are the criteria for serious foul play. So for me, that should have been a red card.
I thought it was a red card as well. I don't know, Mick, Keith, what did you guys think?
At full speed, I didn't think there was all that much in it. I thought a booking was probably right. I'm very wary of when you slow things down because I think it always, when you see the point of impact, it does make it look worse. But with this one, I have to say, when you do actually, because sometimes your eyes just don't see it at full speed, exactly what's happened. And when you look at the slow motion replays, it's high, it's dangerous. There's Cortez is only just back from, I don't know how many different injuries he's had. And he could have been gone again there because that had the potential to do a bit of damage, that tackle. I don't think it was deliberately malicious. But yeah, and again, Des, this is where I think everybody gets frustrated with officials and with VAR, because I can think, off the top of my head, a number of occasions where there have been incidents pretty similar to this, almost identical. And in each occasion, the referee, having booked the player, would then be advised to go to the monitor and take another look just to see if he's still happy with that decision. Is that what should have happened there?
Yeah, clearly. In my opinion, if I was operating as well there, and you're looking at the criteria that's there for serious foul play, Lenny Miller's challenge, it's not intent, he's not going there to intentionally go and hurt Cortez, the speed of it, the intensity of it, the brutality of it, the contact. I mean, we're just seeing this still there again. I don't see how it doesn't merit a red card. And certainly, if I was VAR, I would be asking the referee to come across and have a look at it.
I must say, guys,
this is another bombshell. Then Des is the ref who keeps on giving, whether it's Christmas time or not. You're now saying that in a game that has potential massive ramifications for Rangers, for Philippe Clement, Rangers should have been playing against 10 men for the what would that have been, the last 15 minutes or so?
And Motherwell should be 3-1 up.
Ah, well, that's true.
By the way, it's not just me that says this.
Listen, by the way, as a former dodgy goalie, and that was an assault on Jack Butland. I can't believe you're all saying that during the goal. The poor fella was caught across the shoulders with a big elbow. No, that's terrible. Terrible. Violent assault on the goalie.
Seriously, Mick.
We need to protect these guys.
Seriously, Mick, give us your serious opinion as a bad goalkeeper.
Listen, the goalie's got an advantage because he can use his hands. He's gone to lift his arms up and Watt's arms up there. Yeah, I think it's just about a foul on the goalie, and that's if I'm in goals, I'd be screaming for a foul in that instance. Mind you, whenever I pushed the ball in the back of the net, I was always screaming for a foul as well. there is that caveat. I thought it was pretty tame, but I can see why it was ruled out. It's very easy, isn't it? I mean, listen, Des, you'll know better than I do. Anytime that the goalie's kind of, for want of a better phrase, interfered with in his box, it's blown for a foul, isn't it? It seems to be that the goalies are always given the benefit of the doubt. Is that fair to say? Is that always a kind of sense that you kind of give the goalie the benefit purely because it's such an important moment?
I don't think it's done in a manner that's there to protect him as such, but I do think goalkeepers are given a wee bit more leniency on it because it is the only position in the field that's different from the outfield players. They're the only ones that can handle the ball. They're the only ones that can legitimately stop it. So yes, I think they are protected, but I think that one was over protection.
Mm-hmm. Listen, back in the Glasgow Amateur, 25 years ago, wasn't much protection. I can tell you that's for sure. I had to wear a crash helmet.
and look at the toll it's taken.
I'm only 27.
See, guys, just going back to the Lenny Miller one, some of the comments coming in really surprised me. A lot of people kind of erring on the side that it wasn't a red card. Won the ball, it's a contact sport. David Conner here saying, if Miller's was a red card, football is finished. I honestly thought it was a shocker. That he could have easily put Cortez out for a long time, I think.
No, it doesn't take much to put Cortez out for a long time as well.
That's fair, aye. But no, I thought it was a shocker.
It's the manner.
It's the
manner the way he's went for it.
I think even 5 years ago or 10 years ago, nobody really blinks at that booking. I think in the modern game, we've seen so many red cards for that kind of tackle. Nobody would have been surprised if that had been changed to a red card. And plus, you know that if it was looked at again, it gets worse with repeated viewing, which is often the case with VAR. I mean, I think in real time, the referee's got a flare for it and he knows the force. He's around that vicinity of the area, so he knows the kind of intent and the force. He can sense it on the pitch. Whereas you stop and look at it on a screen, you look at the stills, it looks pretty obvious, doesn't it? And that's all. It's something that VAR, I think, does as well. We need to maybe take into account sometimes that VAR does make things a little bit worse sometimes than they actually are. But that one, he was clearly a lucky boy, I think.
But see, all this stuff is kind of subjective, and this is the point. It's the process, and where I think it's one thing you or I might have a disagreement with, but surely in terms of the process, the VAR's role in that instant is to ask the referee to take another look and see if he's satisfied that his original decision should remain. Surely that is what we're arguing about here. It's not about, you saying white, black, grey, whatever. It's about what is VAR's job. VAR's got one job.
That's exactly why VAR was introduced. It was to get these major decisions correct. Quite rightly, I agree that football's not a game that you should be viewing in stills. But at that moment in time, when you see somebody diving into a challenge with that speed, that intensity, that brutality, it ticks the boxes for serious foul play. So I would really surprised that Kevin didn't pick it up at the time. But as VAR, you've got to get involved in that one. That's, as you said, that's why it was brought in. That's why clubs are paying for this.